lessons on what to relax on. Only at My Bob's Discount Furniture.
Good morning, America. Breaking overnight, fight on the flight.
Hey, bud, you do that to me and I'll knock you flat.
A passenger and a flight attendant almost coming to blows after a mother of two is reduced to tears.
You can't get violent with baby. Just give me that face please.
What set off this latest chaotic scene on board an aircraft? Passengers speaking out this morning and the airline's response.
Nearing a milestone, President Trump closing in on 100 days in office. So what about his promises?
What follows is my 100-day action plan to make America great again.
As he gets ready to tackle tax reform, what a looming government shutdown could mean for his plans. Plus, Trump's thoughts on that big benchmark.
A lot of good things are happening. Thank you, folks.
Inside the cabin, ABC News giving you an exclusive look where a Tennessee teacher and his 15-year-old student were found in the remote California wilderness.
Food I gave them.
How they managed to evade police, the teen now reunited with her family.
And Florida wildfires, raging flames coming dangerously close to these houses. Residents forced to flee their homes. The intense battle to protect property and find an arsonist on the loose.
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning. As we come on the air, Vice President Mike Pence is over in Australia, apparently trying to mend some fences with the Prime Minister there, a major ally who, as you may remember, had a pretty contentious phone call with President Trump a few weeks back.
He certainly did. This comes as the president is barreling towards that big landmark, his 100th day in office. Can he fulfill some major campaign promises before then? We're talking health care and tax reform. We're going to have much more on all the developing political stories coming up this morning.
But we start here this morning with a story that broke overnight. A fresh confrontation on board an airplane going viral yet again. In this new video, you can see a young mother, toddler in arms, weeping after a confrontation with a flight attendant.
And then another passenger. This man, look at him, leaps into the fray, loudly arguing with that same American Airlines crew member. All this comes, of course, after that infamous video of a United passenger being dragged off a flight for refusing to give up a seat he'd paid for. ABC's Philip Mena is covering it all from our LA bureau for us this morning. Hi, Philip.
Hi, Paula. Good morning. Yeah, earlier this month, it was United Airlines in hot water for that video of that passenger who was dragged out of his seat. This morning, it is American Airlines feeling the heat after an intense altercation caught on video.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud. You do that to me and I'll knock you flat.
This video recorded by a passenger in the moments just after an intense confrontation between a mother traveling with two young children and an American Airlines flight attendant.
You can't get violent with baby. Just give me that face please.
Witnesses say the flight attendant nearly struck one of the children as he was trying to remove the stroller from the overhead bin.
I was very upset and grabbed it and just pulled it and yanked it off, sort of violently yanked it, and stormed off the plane with it.
Within moments, Tony Fierro, a fellow passenger, stands up to demand answers from the cabin crew.
What's the guy's name that did that with the stroller?
When the flight attendant returned, he and Fierro immediately clashed.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud. You do that to me and I'll knock you flat.
You stay out of this. Come on, Come on, bring it up. You don't know what the story is.
I don't care what the story is. No one's hurt a baby.
A baby almost got hurt. That's what just fired me up.
American Airlines says the crew member was immediately removed from duty, adding, "We are deeply sorry for the pain we have caused this passenger and her family. The actions of our team member captured here do not appear to reflect patience or empathy, two values necessary for customer care." The onboard outrage comes just 2 weeks after United Airlines publicly apologized for this video of a passenger bloodied as he was forcibly removed from a flight. In addition to that apology, American Airlines rebooked the woman and her family on another flight and upgraded them to first class. Dan, Paula?
Seemed to be traumatic for many of the people involved. Philip, thank you. We're going to move on now to the countdown to President Trump's 100th day in office.
The president is simultaneously calling this landmark, quote, ridiculous, while seemingly racing to cram in some major achievements, including possibly a revived health care bill just days before that 100-day arrives.
In a surprise move, the president now also says he's going to unveil plans for a major new tax cut this coming Wednesday, days before the 100th landmark.
That landmark, but all this is playing out against the backdrop of a looming government shutdown. Matt Dowd standing by here, but we're going to start with ABC's David Wright in Washington for us this morning. Hi, David.
Hi, Paula. Hi, Dan. That 100-day milestone is fast approaching, but the president is now lowering expectations. His big ambitions bogged down in the swamp he vowed to drain. President Trump, on his first visit to the Treasury Department, teased a big announcement this week.
And we'll be having a big announcement on Wednesday having to do with tax reform.
But with his tax reform effort barely begun, and the government now under threat of a shutdown, it looks unlikely he'll get done all that he promised in his Gettysburg address.
The new government of, by, and for the people. Believe me.
That's where, back in October, Trump laid out what he called his contract with the American voter.
What follows is my 100-day action plan to make America great again.
That speech outlined some big ideas to reform government.
We're going to have the wall. Mexico's going to pay for the wall. We're going to suspend immigration from terror-prone regions where vetting cannot safely occur.
And America's place in the world.
I will direct my Secretary of the Treasury to label China a currency manipulator.
Some items Trump has fulfilled, including a new Supreme Court justice to replace Antonin Scalia, a tougher line on immigration, and a threat to cut federal funding to so-called sanctuary cities. But on other promises,
the Repeal and Replace Obamacare Act.
He's fallen well short of the mark.
Remember this, we had no Democrat support, so now we're going to go for tax reform.
Now, as he approaches the 100-day mark, he calls that benchmark a ridiculous standard.
A lot of good things are happening. Thank you, folks.
You're going to get a health care bill next week?
100 days? Don't know. Doesn't matter if it's next week. Next week doesn't matter.
1 week left before he hits that 100-day mark. Not a single major piece of legislation passed. The president clearly has a few more items that he's racing to get done, but it's safe to say he's finding that governing is a bit tougher than running a business or a campaign. Dan, Paula?
Yes, certainly. A quick question for you. You want to talk about a small diplomatic victory for the Trump campaign, though, David. President Trump quietly negotiating with Egypt for the release of an American aid worker who'd been in prison for the last 3 years. So can you tell us how this all went down?
Well, this is Aya Hijazi. You see her there in the Oval Office. She and her husband, American aid worker, they ran something called the Baladi Foundation, a haven for street children in Cairo. They've been in prison since May 2014 on trafficking charges. No evidence ever presented against them, but the president and his team worked quietly for weeks, negotiating with the Egyptian president al-Sisi, and they finally sent a U.S. government plane to fly them home.
Yeah, and the president also saying there was no quid pro quo in exchange for her as well. David, thank you for your reporting.
And Al-Sisi had sat in the very chair in which she was sitting
Interesting.
just a short while beforehand. David, thank you. Let's bring in ABC News political consultant Matt Dowd. Matt, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming on. So let's get back to this 100-day thing. How important is this landmark really? Aren't there presidents who didn't get much done in the first 100 days and went on to get a lot done?
It's really a PR standard that Franklin Delano Roosevelt established. He was the first one to establish this because obviously in the midst of the Great Depression he wanted to convey some level of confidence. It's important in that regard. There's no correlation or relationship between a success of a first 100 days and the success of a presidency or a re-election. Jimmy Carter and George Herbert Walker both had great first 100 days as far as the standards of statistics. Both ended up losing their re-election fights in the end. So it's important. It's a PR standard. And the funny thing is Donald Trump is actually one that has set the bar on this. I think he's talked about it 17 or 18 different times about how successful his first 100 days was going to be. And now, as we've seen from his communication the last 24 hours, he calls it a ridiculous standard that he actually set over the last 6 months.
Yeah, he seemed to establish those parameters to begin with. But so we're all talking about a government shutdown. It's looming next week. But President Trump is saying that a lot can happen. He's not only going to prevent the government from shutting down, he wants to unveil tax reform and a new health care care plan. Is that even possible in the next week?
It's very possible that he will unveil it. It's almost impossible that it will actually happen. I think that the pressure is on. He tried this with health care, and the funny thing is he has the Republican Senate that he has, a Republican House that he has, and he's been unable to get anything through that. So I think he's going to unveil it to try to have some big fanfare and all that, but the chances of any of that happening are very small.
Quickly, let's talk about foreign affairs for a second. We've got, as we reported at the top of the show, the Vice President Mike Pence over in Australia this morning, apparently trying to smooth things over with a major ally after a contentious phone call between their leader and ours shortly after the inauguration. As we approach the 100-day mark, how is Trump doing on foreign affairs?
Well, when you look at the vice president, usually they go to see dead leaders, right? Vice presidents usually are sent to funerals as opposed to live leaders. I think that if Donald Trump is the caffeine of the administration, Mike Pence is the Valium of the administration, which is let's everybody calm down. It's all going to be okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to maintain this. I think this is what Donald Trump is going to ultimately struggle with through his presidency. He ran on dealing with the economy. We haven't heard a word about the economy in the last month because of all of these foreign policy issues. That's what I think is going to dog him for the next year.
Matt, thank you. We like to view the division of labor here as Paul is the caffeine, I'm the Valium.
Perfect.
He's the calm one.
Yes.
What's Ron? What's Ron?
Ron is a mixture of both. Depends on the day. Depends on the day. Depends how much caffeine he's had. Matt, thank you. Really appreciate it. We're going to move on now to another major story this morning. That rescued teenager Elizabeth Thomas, who's said to be resting this morning after reuniting with her family 6 weeks after she was allegedly kidnapped by her former teacher. And this morning, we're getting an exclusive tour of the cabin where that nationwide manhunt came to an end. And ABC's Eva Pilgrim is in Columbia, Tennessee with the latest on all of this. Eva, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan. Elizabeth Thomas is back in Tennessee, but this morning we are learning more about those days before authorities were able to find her.
This morning, a look inside the remote California cabin. The teacher and his 15-year-old former student were finally found. 50-year-old Tad Cummins in FBI custody and facing federal charges after allegedly kidnapping Elizabeth Thomas and going on the run for over a month.
Still on food I gave him.
ABC News getting an exclusive tour of that cabin. Inside, plywood walls, leftover food sitting on bare floors, along with survival gear, toilet paper, and very little else.
Search warrant papers.
These documents left behind by investigators listing some of the items seized as evidence: bedrolls, socks, beer cans. The two disappearing March 13th from Columbia, Tennessee. An affidavit saying the pair stayed at a Super Motel 8 in Oklahoma City before going to that Walmart where they were caught on security video. Days later, according to the affidavit, the pair moving to a Super 8 in Guyman, Oklahoma, before arriving at this Northern California cabin approximately 2 weeks ago. The two temporarily moving on to a nearby commune, but were not accepted into the group.
There were all kinds of indications of something a little strange going on.
The two returning to the cabin where caretaker Griffin Berry says he saw an Amber Alert poster and called authorities. Surrounded, Cummins surrendered without incident.
And we're told Elizabeth and her family are at a safe location. She is comfortable and resting. Her family telling me they are overjoyed to have her home. Guys.
All right, Eva, we know you've been reporting on the story from the very beginning. Great work, Eva. And joining us now from Washington is ABC News consultant Brad Garrett, a former FBI special agent. Brad, good morning to you.
Good morning.
So, Brad, the pair, they were found in a remote area in California. Was this a well-planned attempt to get off the grid in your estimation?
No. In fact, they're lucky they didn't get caught before a month. Paula, look at this. He stays in mainstream hotels. He goes into a Walmart. When we saw that Walmart video, I said to myself, they're going to get caught because he's making every mistake by touching the public, touching stores, touching hotels, etc. So this doesn't surprise me.
From your personal experience, how do you balance the need to get information out of a victim who's been through a traumatic situation with the need to give that person time and space to heal?
The key, Dan, is you have to let them talk at length before you ever interview them. Whether it be a 15-year-old, I've interviewed literally dozens of sexual assault victims. You have to let them go up, let them go down emotionally. Once you get them to a spot, then just have them walk through what happened. The difficult questions, like in any interview, you obviously wait till the end.
And she's still a child. You don't want to put the words in her mouth for her, so you have to let her tell her own story, correct?
Correct, Paula, but you also don't want to wait to interview her, because there's a thing where statements will change as more people talk to you. So the real key is they need a talented officer or agent to talk to her that's interviewed kids of this age that have been traumatized.
All right, Brad, thanks for your analysis this morning. And we do want to move now to newly released video of a tragic accident. A police officer in Florida fatally shooting a woman during a training exercise last summer. That officer is now fighting to get back on the police force, and ABC's Adrienne Bankert has more.
In this newly released police surveillance video of this August shooting death, you see Mary Knowlton, the 73-year-old former librarian, step in front of the crowd. It's her turn to take part in a shoot, don't shoot scenario. Playing the armed assailant is Punta Gorda police officer Lee Cole, who at this moment has no idea the gun he's holding is loaded with real bullets. This is supposed to be a role-playing exercise, like the one seen here in these pictures from Facebook, a police training demonstration for gun owners. But right here, when Cole starts firing, Knowlton falls to the ground. Her husband right there, watching it all unfold.
Went and tried to save her life, and I was just in shock. I just didn't know what to do.
At first, the crowd in the police station parking lot isn't sure what's happening until they see her bleeding.
He turned her over, and she looked horrible. You know, blood all over the place. And I thought, oh, my God.
Cole and the other officers run toward her. Cole's seen removing his mask as he realizes what just happened. Officers scrambling, contacting paramedics. Knowlton pronounced dead at a nearby hospital.
Lee Cole was not responsible for Miss Knowlton's death.
An investigation by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement shows no evidence that Cole intended to shoot or kill Knowlton.
And Cole is pleading not guilty to felony manslaughter charges and was fired from his job, but he believes he is being unfairly singled out. The chief of police was charged with negligence and indefinite paid administrative leave. We'll find out what happens.
That's a really sad story. Thank you very much. Thank you, Adrienne. Let's check the weather now and get it out to Rob Marciano, who's in New York's Central Park for Earth Day. He's also tracking some severe weather down south. Hey, Rob.
Hey, good morning, guys. What better way to celebrate Earth Day than to be in Central Park? Big day today, the March for Science happening also here in New York City, just down Central Park West, and D.C. and thousands across the world. And there are storms marching right now across the midsection of the country. We want to get to that right away. Some of these did damage across parts of Oklahoma City, with winds gusting over 70 miles an hour, taking down trees and power lines, canceling school for Oklahoma City in spots. And now those storms are moving into Tennessee, where the heavier rains will fall today, and the severe weather threat will stretch from Nashville back through Birmingham and Jackson, Mississippi, as well, as this storm makes its way across the southeast. It will develop eventually into more of a coastal low as it slows down tonight and tomorrow, and with storms getting through Atlanta and then off the coast of the Carolinas, with heavier rain eventually getting into the mid-Atlantic, maybe 4 inches or more into Virginia Sunday and Monday. That's a quick check in the national headlines on this Earth Day. Now check on your local forecast.
Wet weather moving through the D.C. area. Today looks to be the wettest day of the weekend. Coming up, notice all that green shading moving into the D.C. metro and off to our east. So if you do have any Saturday plans, make sure you pack the rain gear. It's Earth Day, so if you're heading to the National Zoo, should catch a little bit of a break in the action. Scattered showers through about 1 o'clock today, but then we will anticipate that rain to pick up in intensity after about 3 o'clock. Daytime highs much cooler compared to yesterday. We're back in the 50s.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, not just today, but every day, guys. And more from the park in just a few minutes.
Great reminder, Rob. Thank you. We miss you in here. Ron's going to struggle through his newscast this morning.
I think he's coming back in a little while, hopefully.
What's popping?
Well, good morning to you, Dan and Paula. Good morning to you. Welcome back from Hawaii. Thanks. And good morning, everyone. We're going to begin in Florida, where at least 800 homes have been evacuated as firefighters work through the night battling a large brush fire that officials are now calling suspicious in origin. Residents of Indian Lakes Estates, south of Orlando, under mandatory evacuation orders. Flames rising as high as 150 feet in the air and spreading to at least 600 acres. Authorities vowing to find out who is responsible.
I can tell the arsonist. You see this fire, it's hot. We're going to be a lot hotter on you until we get you in jail.
Police saying there have been a series of suspicious fires in that area during the last few weeks. In San Francisco, power has now been restored to close to 90,000 customers affected by an outage caused by a circuit breaker fire in an electrical substation. In parts of the city, people were trapped in elevators, and traffic came to a chaotic halt as about a quarter of the city's traffic lights went black. The outage started around 9 o'clock in the morning.